What's up, friends, family, viewers, anyone out there? I just had a really intense meditation session. Hold on, this lighting's weird. Hmm. There's the Sitte. I had a really intense meditation session because something I've been struggling with recently is what keeps me going? What is my why, right? Because once you accomplish a few of your goals, which, my initial goal was to have a sustainable business to the point where I could live on my own and be able to just have free time, right? And I have that now. I literally can wake up whenever I want, whatever time I want, which can be toxic sometimes because you sleep in. And weekends and weekdays, it's all the same thing to me, right? So that was my initial goal, and I accomplished it. And now I'm starting to think like, obviously there's levels to everything, and I'm trying to think like, what is going to keep me going? Because I've kind of slowed down in terms of my momentum. My business reached a certain point, and I just became comfortable. So I just decided, screw it. Today I'm going to go sit down, meditate, and really figure out what is my why and why am I doing what I'm doing. So I really sat down and I was like, okay, first of all, what do I want? And most of you don't even know, and I don't even know. I didn't even know, right? I sat down and I was like, okay, what do I want? Is it money? What is it specifically? If it's money, how much money do I want? Right? And I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't even know. And then I came up with the idea, let's say $10 million, right? Say I want $10 million. Okay. And then I started going deeper into it. So surface level, what I want is $10 million. I'm like, okay, why do I want that? What would I do with $10 million, first of all? And I was like, I'd buy a Lamborghini. I'm like, okay. Why do I want a Lamborghini? And then I started thinking about, oh, I want a Lamborghini because the way it's going to make me feel, right? It's going to make me feel more adequate. It's going to make me feel like a successful person. It's going to make me feel like I'm getting validation from other people. Make me feel like ultimately just like I've actually accomplished something in my life, right? Make me feel like I could be proud of myself and I don't know, something like of that nature, right? And then I stopped for a second as I was thinking about this and I was like, okay, I want this external object to feel all of these things, right? It's an entire list like validation, feel good about myself, feel XYZ, be able to feel confident, be able to feel like I'm successful. And I was like, why? I took a step back for a second. I was like, why do I need this external trigger to feel all of these things, right? Feel confident, feel successful, feel good about myself. And I thought about, okay, you know what? The reason I want the Lamborghini is not out of the correct mindset. It's out of a feeling of lack, right? The reason I want the Lamborghini is because I feel like I lack all of these things, which is confidence or feeling of success or validation or just self-love, all of those things. I feel like I lack those things, so I want this external thing to trigger the fulfillment of all these things. And here's something I've learned over time is when you desire something out of a space of lack, either it's going to create a ton of resistance to actually get it, or once you do actually get it, it's not going to ultimately fulfill you. Okay. So, and the reason is because anything that depends on an external, whether it be self-confidence, self-love, if it depends on an external thing, it's not true self-confidence, true self-love, right? Because let's say you make $10 million, you get a Lamborghini, and then somehow your business goes bankrupt and you lose everything, right? What's going to happen? You're going to lose self-confidence, you're going to lose self-love, you're going to lose blah, 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 right? So the whole point is don't put the, how do I word this? Don't let this list of things rely on this external factor, right? So we got the Lamborghini here, and then here's my list right here, right? And then start to think about why do you not feel these things to begin with, right? Because we all have a reason why we want to do something, okay? Maybe you don't feel comfortable talking to people about these types of things because you're like, I want to make a lot of money because it's normal to people. You're like, oh, I want to make a lot of money. I want to do this, this, and this, right? But do you ever actually sit down and sit inside yourself and think about why do you want that, right? And then you get really real with yourself, and then you realize, is that even a valid reason to want something, right? Is that really what's going to keep me motivated? Is this external thing? And then you start to realize no. So if you look at the greatest minds and the most influential, successful people in the world, they are the ones with the strongest why, and it never has to do with money or self-fulfillment. It's always for the greater good of humanity, right? The wind's blowing my hair, so I'm trying to pull it. Right? So if we look at Steve Jobs, right? Obviously his why was to not make a lot of money. His why was to be an innovator and move humanity forward. Okay, with Apple, they were innovating. With the, let's say, even iPhone, right? The only way I'm communicating with you guys right now is because of Steve Jobs. Or let's say the founder of Google, right? Now we have access to unlimited information because of Google. And if you look at the most successful people, what they really care about is not themselves and selfish gain. They care about progressing and expanding the universe or society, whatever it is. It's all about expansion. Okay, so when you're focused on yourself, it's very one-sided, it's very contraction-based. When you're focused on expansion, it's for the greater good, and that's ultimately how you will, of course, this byproduct is being super successful because you're focused on expansion, and the universe will reward you monetarily for, the good that you've done for the world, right? If you've affected millions and millions of lives, then of course you're going to make millions and millions of dollars, right? Example, Jeff Bezos literally created Amazon. Now it's super easy and convenient for people to be able to shop online. He's one of the richest people in the world because that progressed humanity forward. And if we look at Elon Musk with Tesla, and I was watching an interview with him recently, he doesn't even care about Tesla being the most successful electric car company. He just cares about fuel efficiency and helping the greater good of society, right? Putting an electric car in everyone's garage and just reducing the cost of gas, or just completely reducing gas completely, right? Electric cars. So what you need to do, and if you get anything, if you want a summary from this little rant, is sit down with yourself. Think about what is your why, okay? And it's going to start, first of all, it's going to start selfish, it's going to start ego-induced, okay? And those are things that they can only take you so far, and ultimately, all right, so my phone ran out of storage, but I deleted a few things. So ultimately, summary of this little rant is, first of all, I recommend everyone sit down and really think about, first of all, what you want, and then start to think about why you want it, okay? And then once you start thinking about why you want it, then some things are going to come up and you're going to realize, oh, it's really out of a space of lack because I feel like I lack these things, okay? And all those things you want, like my list, let's say self-love, validation, confidence, I can have all those things just through being, right? I don't need an external trigger to have those things. Anyways, going back to what I was talking about with people who are the most successful, most influential people out there, is their why has to do with the greater good of humanity, okay? If you really want to make an impact and you really want to be, of course, super successful, you have to shift your why from selfish to just love, okay? Because love is the most infinite and abundant thing in the entire world. And if you have a love for expansion of humanity and society, the greater good of the world, then that is ultimately what will lead you to insane amounts of success, okay? Now, I'm not saying I'm there, okay? I am literally just realizing these things after today's meditation session. So, sit down with yourself, meditate. I recommend the app Calm if you guys have it. Great app. Sit down. First of all, think about what you want. Think about why you want it. And then completely shift your focus for your why, okay? Because most of us, it's selfish gain, and that's not a powerful enough why to keep us going through all the hardships that come with entrepreneurship, come with changing your life, whatever it is. You need to have a powerful why. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this short little rant. I'm enjoying this. This is always where I meditate, if you guys are wondering. I just sit up here and look out into the ocean. It's pretty nice. But hope you guys enjoyed. Highly recommend meditating, figuring out what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to change as many lives as possible. See you guys in the next one.